Hey everybody, welcome back to Paul's Workshop. This was a pretty big weekend for us. As you know, or you may not know, the Jacktown tractor show and swap meet flea market thingy and Scout Crafter meetup happened out in PA on Saturday. So we're going to show you what we picked up there. And then Sunday, there was a small Hamfest in out here in New Jersey. So we stopped by there early Sunday morning and picked up a couple goodies at the Hamfest. So let's take a look at what we got. I came across this, and this was at a $5 table, or it was on the table marked for $5. And it's the electric power plant type C1B, which I think it's a piece to that power plant. And the company that built it is EA Laboratories from Brooklyn, New York. And I haven't been able to find any info on what this whole box went to. But let's take a look at what I've got here. So you have this box with we have a gauge on it for DC current, potentiometer, rheostat type of thing here, knob for probably for adjusting the current at the time. Then you have the front part of this box, which you have two different outlets, and then you have a place to plug in what looks like cables, like a larger cable. A couple of toggle switches for probably turning the outlets on and off. And then on the side you have this paralleling receptacle. So really cool. And that looks like an AR9 type of I think that says AR9 type receptacle with the cover. It's really cool plate on it. This thing just looked really cool. So I said for $5 I can't pass it up, but let's take a little bit of a deeper look. Now the cover didn't have a screw in it, so it was just really easy to flip open. And you give a look, you have 3 fuses in here. Some real old-timey wiring there. Here's the back side of that paralleling receptacle. You can see your 2 toggles in there. And the connections here for that, for whatever that was that plugs in. And you have these old outlets here. Your standard, like your 110, no ground. And then this, I think, is what people call the Hubble connection. And so you have like your 2-prong with a little tab there so you could put it in like a twist lock so it doesn't unplug. This is a cool looking outlet. So you have that on there. And then the back side here, let's turn this thing around. You take a look at this rheostat here. Not sure, if what that could be used for, what we can do with that. Probably needs to be cleaned up. So a little more poking around and testing. Might be able to actually do something with this. And then here's your gauge. So let's take another little bit of a closer look at this gauge. Okay, and this looks like it says Hoyt Electrical Works. So I want to take this. See if I can take this gauge out. This could all probably be cleaned up and get this crusty, like a plastic lens on there. But, oh, look at that. So underneath there, so the gauge has its own glass. And actually the DC gauge looks to be in good condition. So that's not too bad. Maybe we can get some type of a new lens to put on there. So that's pretty interesting. All right. How often you get to use your nut drivers, right? So let's... Oh, gonna need maybe a wrench or something. Oh, no, there we go. So just give a little bit of a turn there. I don't know if I need to really mark this. Maybe I'll mark it. I have to mark it and go back and reference. So this one to the top of the fuse to the right hand side on the bottom. So if you're looking at the bottom. And the sad thing about this is it looks like, I don't think that's supposed to have that split in it. At least not there. I think here it is. But the split made its way through, so I'm not sure if that... All right, so when I saw that box, whatever it was, I picked it up. I have no idea what it is. I didn't know what I was going to do with it. My wife was with me, and she said, "What the hell are you going to do with that thing?" And I said, "I don't know. It's $5. I can't pass it up. It's cool. If nothing else, I could take the nameplates off and take the outlets and the switches out of it, and it was, well worth the $5." But I got to thinking, why couldn't I build a test box out of that, like an AC test box, or maybe with that variable resistor that's in there? Maybe I could do like a Varostat kind of a thing for old radios, or for, bringing light bulbs up to voltage or something like that. So I think that's what I'm going to do with that. I'm going to find an AC power. So I think that's going to be a project there. I want to turn this into either a test box like Scoutcrafter built, or something similar to that. I think that would make a really cool piece of equipment, and kind of repurpose it, turn it into something useful. Next, I want to talk about the Hamfest, which, if we're talking about me bringing home crap, that was where I found more crap to bring home than I did at Jacktown. So let's take a look. Okay, first up, the Realistic 300 channel Pro 2004 scanner. This was $5. It's analog. It has its limitations as to what you can do with it. It's got some wear. It's got the scratches. It's a little bit on the ugly side. All right. So when I first brought it into the house and turned it on, it was DOA, or so it seemed. Now this unit has a power supply built in, so you can plug it into your house current, and it'll work that way. So first thing I did, I took the knobs off, blew out the dust, and I gave it a spray with the contact cleaner, and it turned back on. So then I said,
the radio is controlled by the National Weather Service in Mount Holly, New Jersey. This failure occurred early on Sunday, May 18th. Until the failure is corrected, radio forecasts will be unavailable. We regret any inconvenience this may cause.
All right, here's the next sweet Hamfest pickup. You can see the price on that. I saw this on the guy's table, walked away, got about 8 steps, and I turned around and said, I better go back. This is a pretty good deal for this. So this is the Challenger toolbox, made in USA. The X19, can take this off. Includes a plastic tray. Just needs a little cleaning. All right, so you got a nice inside. And now here's the the older folks here in the crowd are gonna remember this Channel. You guys remember Channel home centers, Channel lumber? So this was $9.99. Some of you might know the year codes. I don't know if you work there, whatever. I have no idea how old this is, but a little wear, shelf wear on the bottom. This will clean up nice. I bought a bunch of metric wrenches at Parkside, all metric, a huge set actually, a nice set. So that's going to go and live in this box, and this is going to be the metric wrench box. So that was a good find. All right, this was another great find. This was actually in the box. I took it out of the box. I got rid of the box yesterday. I probably shouldn't have, but this was $1, new in box. See if any of you guys know what this is real quick. This is a transmission hump mount for a radio, for a CB radio or a ham radio or something like that. All right, and finally, almost too big to fit into the frame, I picked this up, the Hammerlund HQ 129X. It's complete, all the tubes are there. I haven't really poked into it, but this guy is another bench project here, I guess. But this I really want to get going, and I'd love to do a video on this. And I know I always promise these things, but this one I'm gonna set this up for myself as the next project. I'm gonna get into this and see if we can get this one going. So this is the Hammerlund HQ 129. Take a look inside. Free dust, no extra charge for the dust. But looks like all the tubes are there. The tuning coils and stuff are under here. So we'll get into this. I think I'm gonna do a video on this, try to do a series on that, and I'd like to get that box put together too. So Yeah, so let me know what you think in the comments. Should we do the Hammerlund first? Should we try to build the test box? Or, maybe something else that's kind of sitting in the background. All right, guys, thanks for watching. As you can see, it was a busy weekend. I really, really restrained myself, didn't bring too much stuff home. I was good at Jacktown. I wasn't picking up any projects, tools, anything like that. But that radio was really, it was beckoning me. And it looks to be in really good condition. And I know the guy who owned it. And, most of the time he has the thing set up and working, or at least they were in pretty good working condition. So I think that's not going to be a bad project. Let me know if you know anything more about that, the green box. Let me know, give me some information if you know about it. And if you have any ideas on what we can do with that project, I really want to make it into like a power box or something. So let me know what you think. Like and subscribe, and let's see if we can try to get another video out later in the week. Thanks for watching.